Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi! Today I'm going to be doing the kitchen work counter from Mrs Lovett's pie shop, and I need to be making a chopping board, some bowls, rolling pin, meat cleaver, all the little bits that's on the top, some uncooked pies, pie goo, and I'm using a table I found from the range in the UK, £1.50 I think it were, not bad at all. And I've got to take the handles off. I was going to say something else, but it's handles. I'm going to be a good girl today and try and get my words together. Yeah, okay. The metal, the wire, I was going to make candles. Oh, that's my little mascot thing. I love unicorns. I was going to make some candles using the wire and some of this polymer clay, but I didn't get around to doing them in the end. But they will come out in the next one because I have to make a dining table, I think. My brain keeps changing what I'm doing, because originally this lot was all going to be in the attic. But then I thought, wait, Miss Lovett's pie shop is basically a kitchen. So, yeah, she's now going to be in the kitchen, which makes much more sense. And I could also have the furnace in there as well, because I'm not doing a specific room, but I'm doing things that will make a room look like it's supposed to with the things from the film. I think that makes sense. It does in my head. I'm also making some more little pies that are uncooked, so it looks like she's making them on the table, on the counter. So I'm going to bake some more and paint them a lighter shade, so it looks like they're raw. And I've got, this is a stick from a flour. I use anything to make what I want. It's just crackers. You don't have to buy expensive tools. Just look around what you've got in your house. And I'm just making the little crinkly edges. And I do press these down eventually and make them dimply. This is my foil. I'm going to put them in the foil and then put them in the oven so everything gets tented. Because I have a tendency to forget I'm cooking and burn stuff. So at least if it's in the foil, it's less chance of getting burnt. I'm not a bad cook, honest. I'm just forgetful. And I really should learn to put a timer on, but I forget those too. Oh well, I'll get there eventually. So yeah, I'm making a lot of pies. Well, not a lot of pies, a couple of pies. And I'll be making a plate, like a metal plate, to put the pies on. There's also other bits and bobs that's going to be made today, and eventually painted, put together and placed in the house. Now the placement in the house is not set in stone yet. I've got stairs that I'm not sure which way round they should go. I've got the counter that I don't know where to put it. But I'm assuming in my head, once I've got all the bits I need made and decorate it, well, made, then I can place it, figure out how to decorate it, because I've also got to make shelving, put things on the shelves, and also figure out a way of lighting it up. This is my rolling pin. Now, I had to do it twice because I boo-booed, and just dropped it on the blooming floor, and one of the handles has fell off and I can't find it now. So I need to do that again. But it's quite cute. It's a sweet little thing. I mean, I could have just done it all out of one solid piece, but no, me being me, I had to be pedantic. I don't think my chopping board's got enough flour on it, so I may end up changing that in the bit. And you'll have to excuse my shot. I don't know what I'm doing again. But I'm using this scrap piece of wood just to make my chopping board, and I'm going to cover it in polymer clay. And I decided several times over that it needed to be a bit bigger, And anybody else got a metal ruler where you can't actually see the numbers? Or is it just me because I'm blind? It's terrible. I have to flick it in the light or tilt my head to try and see anything on it. I should really get myself a new ruler. But anyway, again, I'm going to leave you with some lovely music when I figure out what music I want to put on. You know, these copyright things, it's annoying. Even the free ones, some of them are telling you that, you know, it's copyright. But hey ho. Enjoy the music, and I'll be back with you later. So now I've decided I'm going to do the table. No, work counter. Kitchen counter. I've took the knobs off, the handles, the handles, and I'm roughly measuring. I don't do numbers. I just eyeball everything, which never works. So you'll see me cutting a lot off and trimming it and trimming it and trimming it more. But it's just a very cheap foam board I got off Temu, really cheap, so it doesn't matter. But my blade is really pants. It should really be a lot neater than this, but it's gonna do the job I need it to do, so I'm alright with it. I'm taking all my pieces apart because I've got to apart, so I can make it my little dresser table one solid piece. But yeah, look, cutting loads off because I've not measured it properly, and then it don't fit, but it don't matter because I'm only using it as a filler, a base, just so I can add more polymer clay on it, that's all. And I'm using my B7000 stuff. You'll have to excuse that noise. My cat's just decided to knock my art stuff off again. Don't know what she's playing at, but I'm just filling these spaces in so I can put my clay on. And I think I just used ordinary ordinary white glue, and to put me clay on. I keep saying play. And then I'll go in after with a tool to get my tile shapes. I think I use my favourite tool. Everybody knows what my favourite tool is by now, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm filling it all in. And silly me forgot that this is just foam. So when I had finished and put it in the oven, it shrank. But it didn't matter, it was fine. It wasn't anything I needed to actually use, it was just there for holding the clay together until it was ready, when it hardened. So now I'm going through my pasta roller jobby just to get me clay really squishy and soft and pliable. Is that the word? I think it is, yeah. Pliable. Malleable? I don't know. But you're going to see me faffing with this a few times, going through, making sure it's all nice and soft. And there is a clip for it to hold onto the table. Do I use it? Do I bugger? I do everything the hard way. I don't know why, I just always have. I'm putting some sheets together and I've turned it over and it's still faffing. It's not quite together, so I've got to press it down a bit more. But this is just to make like a blanket cover over my surface so I can work with it. And yeah, I use the white glue. And I shall leave you again to watch me do this and see me paint some stuff. I hope you like it. But if anybody's got any ideas, please drop me a message in my email box or in the comments below. I'm always open to ideas for this house or for future projects. Just let me know what you think. I'm quite happy to try everything and anything. I have a brain that don't like to be bored. As soon as I'm bored, it overthinks and it's like, nah. So just drop me a line and I'll catch you at the end. As you can see on here, I have no patience for anything to dry. So I'm just going in with more and more colours, mushing it around, and I do think these look quite cute now they're dry. And I'm using the similar tones to each other, so everything sort of merges together. Because in the film, it's really quite dark. Everything's quite dark, and that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know why I put yellow on this to start off with. That was a ridiculous thing to say. Ridiculous thing to do. Teeth, not again. But the work surface, I'm putting lots of different shades on and dry brushing bits and bobs. So a bit of black, a bit of the brown, a bit of the yellow, just to make it look, well, dirty. Because the shop is disgusting. It is really dirty. But then that was a sign of the times, I suppose. There wasn't much in the way of hygiene. And, well, it doesn't really matter when they're feeding people human pies. Yummy. Yuck. The chopping board, the pricked up little bits of clay are representing the flour. Again, I am going to do something else, I think. Maybe a paste and stick that on top, just to make it look a bit more floury, if that makes sense. And I'm using my mat again to paint, because I haven't cleaned my palette again. It's just much easier to clean it up off your mat. And can you see why my nails are always dirty? Because I just use anything and just get muck everywhere. Now I've painted this black to start off with as a base coat, because I'm going to put some silver on it so it looks like is it tin plates used to be made out of, or I can't remember now, my brain's fogged. This bottle, I took the label off and turned it round, so I'd got white. And I drew on my own gin sign from for the one that Mrs Lovett holds in her hand when she's feeding a pie to, oh God, I forgot his name. Anyway, here's the finished pieces, and I hope you like them. And like I said, if you've got any ideas, give me a line. Drop me a line. I am very interested in what people think. Comment or email, it's completely fine. There's lots of little bits that still need to be put on shelves and things, so that's next, hopefully. And I have to excuse a little bits of hair. My cat's decided to play on my table. I will get rid. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye.